Ever imagine yourself on a drilling rig, out in the middle of nowhere, guiding those massive pipes, and the earth is rumbling beneath you?
Yeah.
That's the everyday reality for Derrickhand.
Right.
So today, we're diving deep into this essential oil and gas industry role. We're using RoleCatcher's career guide as our compass here.
Sounds good. We'll uncover what the job really entails, the skills you need, and we'll even explore how automation might reshape the future of this demanding but honestly rewarding career path.
It's interesting, right? Because you think of oil and gas and you think old school, but it's not.
Right.
There's a lot of tech.
A lot of tech.
So let's get right into it. You're on a rig. What's the first thing you're doing as a Derrickhand? What does a typical day look like? Paint us a picture.
Okay, so imagine this. You're not just pushing buttons, right?
Right.
You're orchestrating the movement of these heavy drill pipes, making sure they connect smoothly and securely.
Wow.
That's a key part of a Derrickhand's job, making sure the drilling operation runs efficiently and, most importantly, safely.
So safety is paramount.
Paramount, absolutely.
Okay, so you're like the maestro of metal conducting a symphony of heavy machinery.
I like that.
But it's not just about brawn, right? RoleCatcher emphasizes the technical side of things, too.
Absolutely. You're also responsible for monitoring drilling fluids,
Okay.
which are often referred to as mud.
Mud.
Yeah, mud. And these are crucial for lubricating the drill bit, carrying away rock cuttings, and maintaining pressure down the well bore. It's a delicate balance that requires keen observation and a solid understanding of how different mud properties affect the drilling process.
Mud. That sounds deceptively simple for something so crucial.
Yeah.
You'd need a good head on your shoulders to manage that, not just strong arms.
Exactly. And let's not forget the demanding environments these folks work in. I mean, RoleCatcher really highlights the variety. You could be stationed in scorching deserts, braving frigid Arctic conditions. You could even be riding the waves on an offshore platform. It's not your average 9-to-5 office job, that's for sure.
Talk about a change of scenery.
Right.
It sounds like a job for someone who thrives on challenge and doesn't mind a little or a lot of adventure. But what about the rewards? What motivates someone to take on such a demanding role?
Well, one big motivator is the earning potential.
Okay.
RoleCatcher points out that Derrickhands, even those at entry level, often earn above average salaries.
Wow.
And when you consider the long hours, the physically demanding work, and the sometimes hazardous conditions, you know that higher pay starts to make sense.
Yeah. So it's not just a job, it's an investment in your skills, in your resilience, and ultimately in your future earning potential.
Absolutely.
But high pay can sometimes breed a competitive, even cutthroat environment.
Yeah.
What's the work culture like for Derrickhands?
Actually, that's one of the things that RoleCatcher highlights that might surprise you. Because of the demanding and potentially dangerous nature of the work, teamwork and camaraderie are paramount. You're relying on your crewmates, literally, to have your back. That shared experience often forges a strong sense of community on drilling rigs.
That makes a lot of sense. You're facing these intense challenges together, building a bond that goes beyond a typical workplace. It's almost like a brotherhood or sisterhood of the rig. But it's not all smooth sailing, I imagine. RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from the tougher aspects of the job either.
Oh, absolutely.
Right.
The guide tells the story of Michael, a seasoned Derrickhand, who spent weeks on a remote offshore rig battling a particularly complex drilling problem. The long hours and isolation took their toll, but it was the camaraderie and support of his team that helped him push through.
There's something quite powerful about that. It's a reminder that even in the toughest environments, human connection can make all the difference. That's a great point. Even amidst all the steel and machinery, it's the human element that really shapes the experience. But those long hours in remote locations, that must make work-life balance a real challenge, right?
Absolutely. RoleCatcher doesn't sugarcoat it. The rotating shifts, the weeks or even months away from home, it can put a strain on relationships and family life. The guide even mentions a survey where over 60% of Derrickhands reported missing important family events because of their work schedules.
Wow, 60%. That's a significant number. It really underscores the sacrifices that often come with this line of work. You'd need a very understanding family and maybe a really good phone plan. But okay, let's shift gears for a moment. You've described the work environment, the challenges, the rewards. What about the actual career path? Where can you go from entry-level Derrickhand?
Well, RoleCatcher lays out a pretty clear progression. You typically start as an entry-level Derrickhand, assisting more experienced crew members and learning the ropes, literally. As you gain experience and expertise, you could move up to a junior Derrickhand position.
So it's all about racking up those rig hours, proving yourself on the job.
Exactly. And at the junior level, you're not just following instructions, you're starting to take on more responsibility. RoleCatcher provides an example. A junior Derrickhand might be tasked with independently guiding drill pipes during connections, which requires precision and a deep understanding of the equipment. They might even assist in training newer crew members, passing on the knowledge they've gained.
That's a good sign. It means there's real trust being placed in you and opportunities to develop leadership skills. So what's the pinnacle? Where does a Derrickhand go from there?
The ultimate goal for many is to become a senior Derrickhand. This role is less about hands-on operation and more about overseeing the entire derrick operation. You're leading a team, troubleshooting technical issues, making critical decisions that impact safety and efficiency. RoleCatcher emphasizes the leadership qualities essential for this role: communication, decision-making, the ability to stay calm under pressure. It's a whole different ballgame.
So you're going from swinging a sledgehammer to leading the symphony, so to speak. But how do you actually make that leap? What does it take to go from entry level to senior Derrickhand?
Well, experience is obviously key. I mean, RoleCatcher mentions that most companies require a minimum number of years on the job for each level of advancement. But it's not just about time served. It's about actively seeking out opportunities to learn and grow, taking on new challenges, volunteering for additional training. That's what catches the eye of supervisors and sets you apart from the pack.
It's that old saying, the more you put in, the more you get out. But is there a formal education component too? Or is it primarily on the job training?
It's a combination of both. While a high school diploma or equivalent is usually the minimum requirement for entry-level positions, RoleCatcher highlights the growing importance of specialized training programs and certifications.
So it's not just about knowing how to operate the equipment, but understanding the why behind it, the science of drilling.
Exactly. These programs delve into areas like drilling technology, safety protocols, hazard recognition, even well-controlled procedures. Earning these certifications demonstrates a commitment to professional development and can significantly boost your career prospects.
It's like leveling up your character in a video game. You're gaining new skills, unlocking new opportunities.
That's a great analogy. And speaking of skills, RoleCatcher also debunks a common misconception about Derrickhands.
Oh, I think I know where you're going with this. It's not just a brute strength job, is it?
You got it. While physical stamina is definitely important, the guide emphasizes the equally crucial role of technical knowledge and problem-solving skills. You're operating sophisticated equipment, monitoring complex systems, troubleshooting on the fly. It's as much a mental game as a physical one.
It's like they say, work smarter, not harder, am I right?
Exactly, and that brings us to a pretty critical question for the future of Derrickhands: automation. With all the advancements in drilling technology, how might this role evolve in the years to come?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? Will we even need Derrickhands if robots are doing all the heavy lifting? Should we be telling everyone to start polishing their resumes for a career change?
Now, hold on. It's not time to hit the panic button just yet. While automation is definitely changing the landscape of the industry, RoleCatcher suggests it's less about replacing humans and more about shifting skill sets.
Okay, so a deep breath of relief for all the aspiring Derrickhands out there. But what does that shift in skill set actually look like? What will Derrickhands of the future need to know?
Imagine this. Instead of handling heavy drill pipes manually, you might be operating sophisticated robotic arms from a control room using touchscreens and joysticks.
Oh, wow.
Instead of eyeballing mud consistency, you're monitoring digital readouts, analyzing data, and making adjustments with a few keystrokes.
So it's like trading in your wrench for a tablet, your hard hat for a headset. It still requires expertise, but the nature of that expertise is evolving.
Precisely. And this evolution brings both challenges and opportunities.
Mm-hmm.
On the one hand, there's a need for upskilling and retraining, right?
Right.
Current Derrickhands will need to adapt to these new technologies to stay relevant. On the other hand, it opens doors for a new generation of tech-savvy workers who might not have considered this field before.
It's like a whole new frontier of drilling. And it makes you wonder, how will training programs adapt to this shift? Will we see more emphasis on computer programming, robotics, maybe even data analysis in Derrickhand curriculum?
That's certainly a possibility. It highlights the importance of staying agile, of continuously learning and evolving alongside the industry. And it's not just on the individual level. Companies also have a responsibility to support their workforce through these transitions, providing access to training and development opportunities.
It's a two-way street. Workers embracing new technologies and companies investing in their workforce's future. It's a partnership, really. But thinking even bigger picture, what does this all mean for the future of oil and gas? If automation becomes the norm, how does that impact the industry as a whole?
That's a fascinating question, and one that RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from. They argue that automation could lead to increased efficiency, improved safety records, and even reduced environmental impact.
So it's not just about robots taking over, it's about reimagining how we approach these essential industries.
Precisely. And that's something for you, our listener, to ponder. As automation continues its march into various industries, what role do you see yourself playing? How can you prepare for a future where technology and human ingenuity work hand in hand?
That's our deep dive challenge for you this week. And on that note, we'll leave you to explore those questions further.
Until next time, keep asking those insightful questions and seeking out knowledge in unexpected places.
Because the more you know, the deeper you can dive.